Good morning, everyone. So
Not
glad to be
messing
with you
around
this
today,
morning.
going straight to it.
I mean, we have such a jam-packed day full of stuff that I feel we need to get started. My name's Doobie, co-founder of Laughing Place, co-host of this show. The guy over there, the managing editor of Laughing Place, Kyle Burbank. Hey, Kyle.
Hello, how you doing?
How you doing, Kyle? Kyle's been up since early this morning, keeping up on all the happenings this morning. So excited to get to those.
Well, I got up like an
Um,
hour early just to watch a YouTube video.
This is the Disney Morning Show where we get you up to date, everything going on in the world of Disney right now. And as I said, it is a busy morning today. We always invite you guys to participate in the chat. We love to hear from you with your questions, comments, witty quotes, witty quips, all that kind of stuff. Do you guys even have anything to talk about today? Yeah, Mac, we're going to struggle. Mac, can you update your picture? This is not the same person I see all the time now. You are no longer clean shaven, Mac. You are now Mountain Mac. All right, let's get started the way we do every day with Doobie trying to find the clip. Kyle, I did write it down this time. Yesterday we were at 93. How do you think we're doing today? Down. Kyle is predicting down. Let's find out. 92.42. And the fall continues. So sad.
It's
All
not
right.
even spring. What are you talking about? Oh, oh.
I think it's now time for everyone's favorite segment.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw it over to Ethan.
Goo morning, laughing place. Sorry, I was trying to be like Robin Williams in that one movie. That's right, old dogs. Anyway, it's me, Ethan. I heard that some of you noticed my lack of twitching yesterday, and yes, it's true that I'm starting to get over my jitters. I was so nervous before and worried that you wouldn't accept me, but you've all been so kind and welcoming. I especially want to thank Gio, Nikki B, and of course the Doobster and Kai Kai, for my success so far. Now, let's get to the weather. Sadly, there could be more wet weather in Anaheim today, with showers most likely in the afternoon but a non-zero chance of rain existing for most of the day. But, hopefully, most of the day will be dry. Meanwhile, temperatures will halt at 60 degrees. Speaking of rain, showers are also likely at Walt Disney World this morning. Luckily, things should clear by early this afternoon. This will lead to a high of 68 with sunny skies. Cold by Florida standards, but sounds about perfect for Gibber. That would leave Castaway Cay to be Doobie's pick of the day, except they too are expecting precipitation. A few showers are possible around lunch with rain chances increasing throughout the afternoon. The island is currently at 75 degrees, but that will fall to a low of 65 tonight. You aren't going to believe this, but Disneyland Perry is also expecting some rain tonight. However, this should be short-lived, allowing them to enjoy the rest of their park night with temperatures in the mid-40s. Changing pace, Tokyo will be dry tomorrow with a high of 66. Must be nice. Shanghai will top out at 57 tomorrow with partly cloudy skies and some breeze. As for Hong Kong, they'll reach the mid-70s tomorrow and stay above 70 degrees throughout the night. That's all for now, but before I go, I wanted to sing a song I learned that's inspired me after looking at the weather around the world these past few weeks. It goes like this. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears, it's a world of hopes, and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. Hashtag Ethan is indie. Bye for now.
He's clever.
Oh man, Ethan, the star of the show. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
coming off your pedestal and talk to us. Perry.
Yeah.
Ethan said Perry. Wow, that's crazy. Ethan is indie. Hashtag Ethan is indie. Everybody loves Ethan. I don't even know why we bother, Kyle. Can we just let's just start doing this scripted to Ethan? I think it would be much better.
Yeah.
That's probably something we should consider, actually. Okay. So this morning, tons and tons of stuff happened in the world of Disney. What was this event?
So there's currently a multi-day media event. They do these pretty much every year and to celebrate different things. This year's theme is all the Disney thrills. So it's built around the opening of Tron, but of course they're using thrill very loosely. So this morning they made some little announcements, a bunch of little announcements is how I'd classify this. Nothing was really earth-shattering, but there's a lot of new details and updates on things that are coming to the Walt Disney World Resort over the course of 2023.
So you can find all of these broken down into their individual little pockets on Laughing Place right now. But we're just going to go through the Disney Parks blog post, as that kind of has it all in one place. Well, Mac, you've still got time. Don't worry. No, you don't. I'm not going to have time for any today, but send them in for the rest of the week. All right. So first up, they talked about some new character greetings.
Yeah, so starting on the 25th anniversary of Disney's Animal Kingdom, Moana will be there'll be a Moana meet and greet coming to Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
She'll be at Discovery Island, so you can meet her there. And then somewhat related, over at Magic Kingdom, Mirabelle will have her own meet and greet starting this fall. It does, if you scroll down a bit, I think it says where that's going to
Fairy
be.
Tale Garden.
Fairy Tale Garden. And whimsical decor inspired by the Family Madrigal. So I know people are definitely looking forward to that. She's in the park now. You can see her in the cavalcade, but this will be her meet and greet area at
she's been meeting at DCA, or had been for quite a while, so hard to believe she hasn't been. That's crazy. Yeah. But now she will. And then over at Epcot,
more meet and greet news shoved in here. Mickey and Minnie will have meet and greet area at Communicore Hall. That'll be opening in World Celebration later this year. I think they said this fall. So that'll be there.
Yeah, there's some new year, I think.
There's some new concept art for that. But then also we got word. We knew that what's his name? Figment meet and greet. This isn't it, by the way. This is not a Figment meet and greet. This is just the Figment art inside of Communicore Hall. It's a little confusing. But a Figment meet and greet will be coming this summer, and that's going to be at the Imagination Pavilion. And they do mention in the press release that you'll be able to hug Figment. So that would imply that it is a big Figment, not like a little Baby Groot interactive sort of a thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then they also mentioned that Journey of Water will be open. I mean, not necessarily new, but Journey of Water is opening this fall.
Yeah, we knew that.
You said Communicore later this year. I actually don't think they said fall on that. I think they just said later this year on that one. So
let me check the other press release.
Okay.
They put different information in different places. It's
of course annoying. They do. So, I mean, later, fall is this year.
Breaking news.
I'm not sure if you knew that, but they just, yeah. And Journey of Water, as we said, as well. So while you check that out, they also gave not really more details, but they just made sure we still know that a new Epcot Nighttime Spectacular is coming later this year. Still don't have a name for it. They said it will ignite us through commonalities of the heart, fireworks, laser, music, and light, original composition, as well as songs from the Disney Songbook, and this lone piece of concept art featuring Spaceship Earth and a heart, and most importantly, no giant tacos in front of it. So we are all looking forward to this.
So I want to read exactly the way that this thing says about the Epcot transformation real quick, because
sure.
Fall will also see the completion of the new World Celebration neighborhood. As the hub of the park, it will feature different gardens that change with the seasons. It will also be home to Communicore Plaza and the new Communicore Hall, the latter offering a place to meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So that seems to make it sound like it's coming this fall, but then earlier they do say coming later this year, so we'll see.
Somebody's just writing interesting press releases, not realizing people like us are trying to dissect it to get to actual details. All right, at Animal Kingdom.
I'm laughing at Benji's inability to do anything correctly. He just puts barbecue in to do, and then sends the drive link to me privately instead of putting it somewhere where anyone can access it while I'm doing a stream.
Don't give away how we do things around here now.
Inside baseball.
Animal Kingdom turns 25 on April 22nd this year. So that would be Earth Day. And it looks like this is just a typical small celebration with treats, merchandise. Although the limited time characters, that sounds kind of fun. See what they decide to bring to Animal Kingdom. And they do promise more surprises to come. So that is exciting. Oh, Mike Mack says on the Disney calendar, fall is August through December. So maybe that explains it. Moving on, at Disney Springs, one really interesting thing. But first, the Summer House, it's interesting but not new, is coming to Disney Springs later this year. It's a California-inspired cuisine, foo-foo food, I'm guessing, little small portions at high prices, but we'll check it out and see. And then the exciting one for Tony, Kyle. Can you give that detail?
Yeah, Corksicle is opening its first ever retail location at Disney Springs, and he mentions Tony because he's a big fan of their products. They make insulated water bottles and tumblers and all sorts of items, as well as actual corksicles that you put in wine. So yeah, that's going to be opening at Disney Springs. I guess they're based in Orlando, which I guess I was not aware of until this very moment.
And that is opening, quote, later this spring.
Yes.
Which would imply that we're currently in spring, but based on the weather we've been having around the country, I'm not convinced.
But it's a kiosk, so is it really a retail location?
Are they selling stuff? Do they need a reseller license?
Well, yeah, but they sell all sorts of corkle stuff at other kiosks. So it's...
Anyway, Kyle, Mr. Cow, as we call him, did
Cow
you
Cow.
actually make milk last week?
I didn't make the milk. I had to substitute milk in a recipe, so I used cream and water to give me the approximation of regular milk that I would put into pasta sauce.
I did, and you say you're not a cook. I mean, that takes some actual skill. Did
You should have seen this whole deal.
One thing I do know, I'm not a cook either, but I am familiar with some substitutions. You cannot, when making hamburger helper, substitute oat milk for real milk. It does not work out at all.
No.
And then what is going on with the Tiana water tower?
So we already kind of knew this because it was in the concept art, but there's going to be a tiara on top of the water tower for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And they're just letting people know they released this fun photo, and they're going to be putting that on this summer, I think is what it said.
Yeah, it says it's going to be going on this summer. Tiara topped water tower emblazoned with the Tiana's Foods logo. And finally, the biggest news of all, I think we just are learning this. Tron Lightcycle Run launches April 4, 2023. So, busy morning. Like you said, nothing too huge, but a busy morning. And then, in kind of related this morning, we have Benji right now is over at, or at least until a couple minutes ago, was over at Woody's Roundup Barbecue. And so let's show some stuff from there that just came out this morning.
You have access to that?
I don't have the folder. I have his tweet.
Oh, okay.
So if you've got more, I was just going to show his tweet.
That's fine.
All right. You can check the folder if he's got more good stuff. His tweet is just the exterior stuff. So.
I think we're allowed to show this. I don't see a reason why not.
I mean, if he sent us the pictures, without a
caveat.
He did tweet out from internal. It just isn't pictures.
Okay.
It's a video. That
He only added me to the folder. So
Roundup Rodeo Barbecue here. This is the external. So this is the place that's opening up very soon at Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. We've been anxiously awaiting this. Been under construction for quite a while. So finally get a chance to, this morning, media got a chance to go behind the walls and take a look. Obviously themed to Toy Story and all the fun that it entails. And so this other tweet, which I'm going to share, is actually kind of a fun thing that they seem to like they're going to do inside. So I'm going to put up the tweet, pause it. So what he says is, sorry, the tweet says, get out of here. When Andy comes to the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, everyone will freeze until he leaves. So make sure we got some audio here and look and listen. This is fun.
Andy is approaching the rodeo. I repeat, Andy is approaching the rodeo. Drop your lassos and assume your position. In 3, 2, 1.
Where is it? I know I left it around here somewhere. Mom! Have you seen my cowboy belt buckle? I can't find it. Never mind. Yee-haw! It's rodeo time.
Well done, cowpokes. Perimeter secure.
So you can actually see a guy back there doing it, a cast member. So I mean, I'm presuming this is like the staff there, the waiters, the servers.
I don't think they're gonna. It's not the national anthem.
I was wondering, like the figures in there, but the figures in there don't move at all. They're all static. So I guess that's kind of fun.
Finally, after all those years of rumors of the Andy's coming thing, we're gonna make it a reality.
Over at Hollywood Studios, which is also where this is, at the Sci-Fi Theater, they have the drive-in there and movies playing, and there's a portion where he's going to throw something, and the servers always go, "Oh no, don't do!" So I like that when the servers. Anyway, yeah, we do have some more pictures. Why don't we just scroll through these? I don't think there's any reason we can't take a look at more pictures from Roundup Rodeo. I'll just go
It's
through
gonna
it
see a bunch of
quickly.
bloggers.
But in the midst of that, you will get some nice internal pictures like that of what's going on in this shop. There aren't too many, so I'm just going to go through them. Why would we want to take too many pictures in here? Our first opportunity to go inside. Looks like the queue for
I was gonna
Toy
say it
Story
looks like
Mania.
I'm kind of tired of Toy Story as a theme because it's all just kind of bright colors and scribbles and yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
no, it's good, Kyle. It's
It's a
wonderful.
restaurant where it's gonna judge it by its food. I don't know if I like the word tootin' when I'm at a restaurant.
here's a here's a look of some have said tootin' food. My goodness, Kyle. All class, Kyle. All class.
Keep it real for the people.
The Forky cupcake looks cute. Do you think you can eat it with a spoon? And some of the fun mason jar drinks.
I heard those cupcakes are trash.
Keep them coming. And I guess this is where you go to the restroom.
Where's this? Right above it. Rude tootin'. It's not a good look.
Thank you. This is our last show today, right above the women's restroom.
Let me take. All right, I got some slacking to do.
Oh, inside picture. You don't get this very often. Media day. You can take pictures in the restroom.
I guess so.
Oh, thank you. Back to
Too much
normalcy.
fun.
All right, that's the last picture. Mercy. So Roundup Oreo Barbecue is, I think they're taking reservations already, and can't remember the opening date, unfortunately. So if Mac
Yeah.
or someone can put that out there. Rebecca says this looks really fun, which leads me to believe that Kyle is being a seagull on this.
I'm not crapping. I'm just tooting.
Okay. We are definitely moving on now. Wow. Whew. Tron had its big media events over the past couple days. No, I'm sorry, we're not quite there yet. Last night, Happily Ever After had its first return performance at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Thank you, the 23rd, just over a week away. His first return performance at Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After. Enchantment will continue to play there until the 2nd. It actually debuts on the 3rd of April. But they had a preview yesterday for cast members, and some of the media were invited to that event as well. We streamed it live here on Laughing Place. We hope you got a chance to see it. I know we had a pretty big audience, so a lot of people did. I watched it too. Man, what a great fireworks show Happily Ever After is. So you can now see that on our YouTube channel if you like. I'll go ahead and put that in the
Has
chat.
anyone noted any changes? I'm not familiar enough with it to know.
Everyone I've seen has said they have not changed it. The only thing that I've seen, of course, is the Main Street, which unfortunately we don't have the Main Street projections in our video.
Okay.
But I have not seen anyone mention. In fact, one person specifically says, "Is it the exact?" No, I'm sorry. Where'd it go? Sorry, someone said in our live stream.
Max
that it is
says just Main Street projections.
yeah, that is the
So what an
exact same
evolution
show.
from at D23. We got the impression they first stated that it was the theme was returning, and they're like, okay, it's the whole show, but it's newly imagined. And we're like, oh, they're gonna update it with new movies, and they're like, no, we're just gonna put some projections up. So it's kind of weird that they like just kept sliding back to all right. We'll just...
But every person I've seen who's noted that it is unchanged is happy it is unchanged. People love
Oh, no,
love
I-
Happily Ever After.
I think you're correct in that. It's just
Yeah.
interesting that trajectory to where we thought it was just going to be the theme reused in a
Right.
new fireworks show, and then that was slowly.
I feel like word got back to them. Just bring back the show. Don't overthink this one. Just bring back the show. People will be so happy. So again, you can see this full video. I just put the link in the chat, and it will debut at the Magic Kingdom on April 3rd. And if you are one of those people who is a huge fan of Disney's Enchantment, you still have a couple weeks to see it. It will continue to play through April 2nd. But wow, I can't wait to see this show. And my next trip to Disney World, this should be going. And I've never actually stopped to watch Happily Ever After. I'm not the biggest firework fan in the world, but after seeing this on video, I do need to make a point to see this one. This one looks spectacular. All right, next up on our agenda, as I mentioned a second ago, Tron is in the midst of its, or just finished all its media stuff over the past couple days. So much stuff over the past couple days. Let's just go through some of it. Last night, they actually had an opening moment for Tron.
Even though it doesn't open for 2 weeks.
Yeah, which is really funny. So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I am going to play the finale of it for you right here. So let's get this shared. And here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's open.
Yeah,
But, oh, that was almost timed perfectly.
almost.
Except it's not open. It opens on April 4th. So what's the deal with it today? Is it like in soft openings today, do you know? Or is it just still previews?
I don't know if it's still. I don't know. You'd have to ask someone there.
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe we should ask Jeremiah. If someone out there can see if anybody knows just the status of it over the next couple weeks, that'd be interesting to know. All right, so that was the opening moment for it.
And you'll
we
notice
also-
the costumes there for Mickey, that Mickey and Minnie are in.
Yeah, I actually have some much better pictures of those costumes.
I know. I
Let's
was transitioning because I think it's a natural transition.
It is. Too bad it wasn't when I was going to transition, but that's okay. You're right. This is when I should do it. So thank you, Kyle.
So I have some disappointing news because these are awesome, but as far as we know, this is a dragon status, one night only.
No. Why would they do these incredible costumes for one night only?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they came out for like maybe DVC parties or Not So Scary even. But Benji told me there's not plans for regular appearances of these. They're not going to have meet and greets or anything.
We just talked about how Animal
Well, I didn't get
Kingdom
that detailed with him. I just said, do we know if these are going to meet anymore? And he said one night only. So
They said that Animal Kingdom is going to have special limited time meet and greets. Do you think this would work there?
yeah, they're just glowing. They could put them in Pandora and call them bioluminescent.
Very good. 1 second. Take it, Kyle. I'll show
Yeah,
you.
so this is an adorable Donald. This one might be my favorite. The Mickey and Minnie look good, but I appreciate Donald's outfit here. There's also a really good, he's got the identity disc on the back. And are those, I guess those are probably his tassels. It almost looks like tags. Like they had such the CBS tags on the merch these days. It almost just looks like that.
Oh, yeah, up top there. CBS tags, that's good. And Goofy, including his identity disc. So these are some awesome characters. These tweets did like super buffo. People love cool characters. And unfortunately, we won't be seeing them every day.
JB, how does it feel to be one of like 100 people that saw the Fantasyland Dragon?
You want to know the tragedy of that?
What? You weren't paying attention?
I did not. I can't remember if I was inside at that point or I was so focused on trying to get my camera ready. I didn't actually, but for whatever reason, I did not see the dragon. I was there. Everyone around me saw it. I did not see it. So how does it feel? It feels worse for me than it does for you.
It's a Blue Monday.
Our guys, Ben and Jeremiah, got to do a rider cam. Rider cams, I've never done a rider cam in my life in all my media events. I'm kind of sad about that.
I'm already giggling about the best moment.
So we are going to watch this rider cam. It's only 2 minutes long. It's a lot of fun. Pay attention to the end.
Prepare for Team Blue Lightcycle Run upload sequence. Remember, hold on, keep your head up, and face forward. Initiate.
Here it comes, guys. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Congratulations, users. A championship
High
performance
five?
and victory
Should we high five?
Winners.
Blue.
That's right. We just love that around here at LP. That's our CEO.
Performance and victory for Team Blue.
Love this run. Team Blue.
Users, watch your step
Oh, now he puts his hand up. Awesome. Made us so happy around here. So if you want to watch that rider cam again and again like we do around here, there's the link for you. You can go right to the end and just enjoy the moment. Yeah, I don't know, Rebecca. I wish I could still remember the details. I just don't remember the details. The only thing I remember is I did not see that dragon with my eyes. I don't know if I was looking for it and then I was getting my camera. I don't know, but I missed it. I'm sorry.
It's a reminder, live in the moment.
No, because I was there working. Unlike, I work when I...
Well, I'm
go to
not
these events.
chastising you in retrospect. I'm telling people for the future that they should live in the moment.
Live in the moment. Let's see. Yesterday, Jeremiah at Magic Kingdom, or maybe it was Benji, I don't really know, got some pictures of the walkway between Storybook Circus and Tron, which is reopened now. I'll just take you through those pictures real quick. See what that looks like. So
like a
happy to
walkway.
It looks like a walkway, but it's cool because it goes under the Tron thingy, and got the cool new Tomorrowland sign there as you enter Tomorrowland. Cool stuff. I'm looking forward to getting back there and seeing just how the whole area looks now that it's all accessible. Very exciting. Also yesterday, the Tomorrowland Launch Depot has opened with merchandise from for Tron. Used to be the Power and Light Company. You can see the cool thing up there. And I think we showed you a ton of merchandise yesterday and played the video from the merchandise person presenting it. So you can go check that out. There's also a great video on our website showing off the merchandise. And finally, we talked about this a little bit yesterday too, but they have the on-ride photo for Tron. You can see what that's going to look like there, which is really cool. It's not something I would not have expected the on-ride photo to look something like this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, they photoshopped Benji out.
Which, is a win. And then they've got the PhotoPass lenses. This is Jeremiah living his best life. Another phrase I hate. I can't believe I just said that. And here we can show these. I think we showed this yesterday, but you get a good look at it a little bit. Is that
Radman.
showing? No, that's not showing. All right,
It's
sorry.
not playing now.
I got the wrong tab.
But they are Radman.
So here we go. Let's watch Jeremiah. Let's watch, not listen to Jeremiah. Because he's actually talking to someone during this, but kind of a cool thing that you're going to be able to do with your Tron experience.
He's definitely going to get his own action figure. For sure.
Did they make him available yet? He will have one on day one, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. He's a huge fan. Bruce Boxleitner, from Tron was there, and he actually posted a picture of him and Mr. Boxleitner on his personal. So congratulations to Jeremiah for living a dream. Yeah, and that's all the Tron stuff going on. And now we just wait for April 4th for it to actually open, and hopefully the buzz can stay high between now and then.
Did you see how much that action figure is going to be?
Did we get a price on that? No.
It is $89.99 per figure plus tax.
And this is the one where you get to, it scans your face. You get to choose how it looks in terms of body type and accoutrements.
Your
And then
helmet
it also
and body configuration. You get to choose if the program's going to be an enforcer or a combatant, a scout or a heavy sentry. The choice is yours. Don't forget to select a team color, and then you'll visit command input for your record 6 lines of dialogue in your own voice.
All true. All true. I forget that I can just scroll down and see the notes that I had yesterday explaining all that.
Yeah.
So that is Tron. Very exciting stuff happening. And we're going to be talking to Jeremiah not too long from now. We've got a couple more stories, and then we're actually going to do a walk and talk with Jeremiah live from Disney's Hollywood Studios. And along with the walking and talking about the studios, we're going to talk to him as much as we can about all the Tron stuff he's got to do over the past couple days. So that should be very enlightening. Stay tuned for that. But before we get there, let's just get through a couple other quick items. Africa cultural representatives are returning to Walt Disney World, which is very exciting. They came back, the cultural representatives from Europe and elsewhere came back in August, and now we will have them from Africa again, where they are at Dak Lodge, which is really cool when you go talk to, when you go see the animals. We do that a lot when we go to Sanaa, and we go outside there, and there's always a cultural representative from Africa who can talk to us both about the animals and the culture, which is really interesting for us. So very happy that they have already begun to return. They have arrived at Flamingo Crossings, and the training and such has begun, and we soon will be seeing them back at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Very happy for that. Destination D. Kyle, did you get your tickets?
I wasn't going to, and now I won't. Even some of the people, well, as you're saying, it sold out quickly. Poor Geo did not get tickets, I saw. And some people that I know go to every single D23 event, at least as far as I can tell, were also shut out.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a popular ticket apparently.
Yep. Sold out yesterday, went on sale yesterday morning, actually, while we were doing this show, I think. And then
I don't know if Jeremiah got his tickets.
Jeremiah finds a way. Destination D, April 8th through 10th. Disney Contemporary Resort at Walt Disney World. Kyle, you sent me this just before we went on the air, so you must, I'll let you talk about it.
Yeah, so we're waiting on a full Easter foodie guide, but in the meantime, we've seen that they're going to have some special items at Contemporary Resort for Easter. So there's this cute little spring bunny tart is what they're calling this. But the next slide is what I think is the most interesting item, and that is a 5-legged goat sugar cookie inspired by the Mary Blair mural that's at the Contemporary. This is gluten and wheat friendly, apparently. I don't know if that means, like, is it gluten free or is it friendly for people who eat gluten?
I think it's friendly to gluten. Like, hey, you're gluten? Come over here. We like it. You're welcome here.
Yeah, that's some interesting wording. Hummingbird cake is another item that have peanut butter, eggs, which I guess those probably like tasty cakes, and a spring coconut macaroon.
Tasty. Isn't that in Seinfeld episode of Tasty Cake?
Hate the drink. Yeah, there's probably tasty cakes on Seinfeld. It's an East Coast thing.
And Katie Sackhoff, who plays
Bo-Katan
on Mandalorian, was at Hollywood. Where was she at? She was at Disneyland. Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, sorry. They look the same when you just see Galaxy's Edge. You got to figure out, oh, wait. So there she is, meeting Mando and Baby Yoda, which don't call him that to Mando. His name is Grogu. And she
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie.
Recorded a little message that we'll play here. With holding a little tiny microphone that Mike Celestino loves so much.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katie Sackhoff, and I am here at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Park. Don't miss the latest chapter of The Mandalorian this Wednesday, only on Disney+.
I already missed it. I had to wake up and watch a YouTube video. I didn't get to watch Mando yet.
Me either. But it is on Disney Plus right now, the 3rd episode of the season. And my wife will be joining Mike Celestino, I believe it's tomorrow at 1 p.m. to talk about that on Who's the Boss Live. So check that out. I got to make sure I watch it before then because I never miss my wife's live streams. I like watching it. All right. I probably should have given Jerm a head up before we're actually ready to go to him. So
we got like a half hour. You thought this was going to take a lot longer, apparently.
I also should actually. We do have the Stan Disney history to do first, so let me get this link to Germ. I had my Slack closed. I also have to catch up on all the Slacks that I missed. Silly me.
Silly you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so Jeremiah's got that. He'll be with us in a moment. We don't have any pocket picks today because it was a busy day, and Mac forgot to send them to me. So we are going to head straight to... Are you ready, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
On this day in 1927, this
Mac
guy
is correct.
was born. What did Mac say? Dubious Train all this week and watch Aaron Rodgers make it.
Yes.
Give me your prediction, Mac. What exactly are we going to get today? Are we going to get done deal going to the Jets? Are we going to get retirement? Are we going to get something? Well, I want to go to the Jets, but we have to see if things work out. What are we going to get today, Mac? I want to know. All right. On this day, no disrespect to Jack Lindquist, who was born on this day in 1927, former president of the Disneyland Resort. If you were a Disney fan in the early or mid 90s like I was, this is a face you came to know. Not that one, but the one I just showed a second ago.
The one who was actually at the opening of Disneyland?
He was named the Disney Legend in 1994. He also has a window on Main Street. Which one of those do you think is the higher honor?
You know my feelings on this. I'm saying window on Main Street's a bigger honor.
Yes, you are. On this day, in 1960, one of my wife's favorite people, I often say one of Kyle's favorite people, and he thinks I'm just making that up, but this is actually one of my wife's favorite people. Happy birthday to Chris Sanders. Let's take a quick listen.
Okay, so here's the deal. You may not know it, but I ended up doing the voice of Stitch, and I have ever since. And if you don't believe me, here's a clip from about 20 years ago. David Ogden Stiers is in the booth recording Jumba, and Dean and I are directing from outside. Eventually, our dialogue got so tight that David said, you know what, just come on inside the booth and we'll do it together. And that's exactly what we did.
Thank you. Oh, I just remembered. It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Merry Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
It's not Hanukkah.
Yes.
No. No. What do you think? Too close there?
No, I love that. We might be a little too close, yeah. If you can, just force yourselves apart a little bit at the.
That's Chris Sanders, the creator of Stitch, co-creator of Lilo and Stitch. I know Tony's a big fan of his. He also did American Dog, which eventually evolved into Bolt.
I was going to say, I know he did early work on that because I recall when you saw the trailer for Bolt, you were surprised they used Elvis music. I know dumb things.
I know you do. Well, why we're friends. And I also, the one fun fact I know about him is, it's not his current wife. What's so funny?
Commenting random.
Okay. It's not his current wife, but his ex-wife, his former wife, was also named Chris. So they were Chris Sanders and Chris Sanders. Just like that little fun fact about Chris Sanders. And we got to meet him when we went to, our first red carpet was Lilo and Stitch, and we were stupid. We didn't know you just got to go to the carpet. You didn't go to the actual premiere. So we're like, how come we can't go to the premiere? I thought we were going to go to the premiere. So they took pity on us and let us go to the premiere. And then we went to the after party, and there was Chris Sanders. We got to meet Chris Sanders. All right. On this day, one of Kyle's all-time favorite shows debuted. Let me get this set up and see if Kyle can recognize it from the theme song. Don't look at the screen, Kyle. It'll give it away.
I'm sorry. I was looking at random again. You should look at it after you load this video.
Do you recognize that, Kyle?
I did not, and then I looked. But yeah,
Okay.
I've never heard that. I think I've heard of the show, but I've never seen it or heard the song.
PB and J Otter debuted on this day, 1998, on Playhouse Disney. I am remembering that so incorrectly. For one thing we know is my memory is like is it Sev or Steve? I can never remember.
You rode the dragon and forgot all about it. Now he's acting like he didn't even see it.
I hear you're saying Chris Sanders is not one of your favorite people. You love Stitch, and he created
Chris
him.
Sanders just sitting around watching morning news,
All right.
all excited.
I don't want to put bad info out there. So Rebecca, if you want to send me correct info, I will correct I will correct. We checked the email. It said premiere and screening. Okay, that is true. We do not want to say that we bullied our way into a screening. It said premiere and screening. So, and we talked to the person who we arranged this with, and we were permitted into the screening. We were in the top row of the balcony of the El Capitan Theater. I was sweating like a pig going up there. But yes, we were allowed in.
That's
as we
where
were
I sat
supposed
for
to
the
be.
Marvel Phase 3 announcement.
Okay, so am I okay with Chris Sanders being one of your favorite people, though? Is that one okay, or is that bad, too? because. All right, on this
This
day
day in Disney
in
history.
2005, all right, this one I really feel safe in saying one of my wife's favorite attractions opened on this day in 2005. And if I share the screen, you'll know what it is.
Those are your feet?
Those are not my feet. This is Jeff Lang. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
This is Disney. This is Disney. That's why it has a little
Okay.
D in the bottom right that you can't see. This is Disney's official video. Crush and Gusher opened on this day in 2005. I have never been on it. I think the next time I go to Typhoon Lagoon, I might take a chance on Crush and Gusher. Looks like a lot of fun, and I think I will feel comfortable riding it now. All right, Chris Sanders was wonderful to us. I am accurate. That is one of our favorite people, but I was wrong in remembering the details of Lilo and Stitch screening. Thank you for keeping me in line. That is not a mistake I want to make. Okay, and finally, on this day in 2020, there was much rejoicing in Mudville, as this video actually is from Mouse Step / Jeff Lang Media. An attraction closed on this day in 2020.
Oh no.
Primeval Whirl.
There's a great song by Disney hipster Andrew about Primeval Whirl.
Are you serious? There's a song about this?
I'm gonna send it to you after. It's a lovely song. He has a whole EP of songs that I really enjoy.
There could be, I'm not sure how to phrase this, but people can get a lot of entertainment just watching the stuff you send me that I never look at.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
But I appreciate that you send it.
You would never, if I made Ethan videos just for fun, you'd never watch them. But because I have to show them to you in the morning, they're your favorite thing.
I'm a busy guy. What can I say? I'm a busy guy. Okay, Jeremiah is ready. We are going to bring him on for a walk and talk, and then after we'll talk to him as long as it makes sense. And then if there's any news that breaks, we'll come back to that after. But ladies and gentlemen,
Does that mean I'm hanging around?
You don't have to hang around, Kyle. Don't worry. But you do have to tell me if any news breaks.
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jeremiah Good. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Good. So, can I get the gavel really quick?
Here we go. Yep, you can. 1 second.
Now, just a minute.
On this day in 2020, Primeval World didn't close. The parks closed.
But
Primeval
it didn't
World
reopen,
just never
so the
reopened.
attraction closed.
The parks closed the day before.
No, today was the last day.
I just saw on this day yesterday, because I do this I didn't include it, but that the parks closed yesterday.
No, Mac and I were hanging out
Maybe it
at
was Disneyland. Maybe it was
Magic
Disneyland.
Kingdom watching fireworks on this day
Okay.
3 years ago.
Did-
Happily ever
did it-
after.
Did it reopen, Jeremiah?
No.
Okay, so on this day
Attractions
in
can close
2020,
and retroactively. They did that with Bugs Land. They're like, oh, by the way, it took to be a bug closed on the 1st. Sorry about it.
Okay, in that case, I do call. Technically, that is
Right.
very much like no.
all right,
We just
so we
technically
are
and technically.
Can we get a double gavel?
with Tony at Hollywood Studios right now.
Oh, hang on. Let me disconnect then.
It looks like quite a busy day.
Spring break is definitely upon us. I've been in this park and Magic Kingdom yesterday during regular park hours, and yesterday I would have loved to have gotten a chance to take a picture walking down Main Street where there was almost, you could walk both sides of the street without running into people. It's because everybody was in line for every single attraction.
But despite the crowds and the spring break, judging by how people are dressed, you're very happy with the weather today.
I am. I was actually chilly this morning. It was low 50s when I headed out, and this is my second day in a row wearing pants.
Wow.
I know.
Jeremiah normally walking around in his All right, so I don't think there's anything in particular new we're here to check out. We're just going to walk around and see the sights, but I really want to talk to you about this Tron event that's been going on.
Yes, all the Disney Thrills Disney event. Yesterday it kicked off pretty much at the Contemporary. We had this really great welcome center. I know that Benji had tweeted out some videos of that, which again, is one of those things that it's like, this is amazing to see, but I am the only person that got to experience that. There's a handful of us. But then we headed over to the
do I
Kingdom.
have permission to show images from your Facebook from last night?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Jeremiah got to meet Tron Mini and the other Tron characters, which is really cool, even though he's wearing my shirt. And Jeremiah, tell me about this moment. Can you see the screen?
So Bruce Boxleitner, who is Tron. Earlier in the day, everybody had sent me tweets that he was in Florida, so there wasn't really a big surprise for that. And Bruce Boxleitner is very cool, like across the board, movies he's been in, everything besides just being in Tron. I saw him and Cindy Morgan, who played Yori in the original Tron, and she appeared kind of in Tron Legacy. They were both out. I saw them walking into Tomorrowland as the event was going on, and we had the chance. I rode Tron more times than I can admit right now, yesterday. But it was very cool for me. Just seeing them. I've seen all three of the stars of Tron pretty close. I ran into Jeff Bridges at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago. But I was like, okay, I'm not going to run over. There was the gaggle of VIP guides and kind of their security walking with them. But then I turned the corner into Tomorrowland, and do you have the other picture?
I'm sure I do. Which one specifically?
With Steven, the homeless-looking guy.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
He's been described that many times. Steven Lesberger, who is the father of the Grid. He is the writer, director, and producer of the original Tron Legacy, and he was Tron Legacy was producer, writer, director, and producer for the original Tron. It was pretty much his concept, everything that came out of it. He's just walking with his wife, and one VIP guide walked through the park at this guy, and then there's me, who I wish that there would have been somebody around to tell the story of how much of a little kid I was running up to him. And I was embarrassed when I walked away. Like, I just made a fool of myself. This guy, and the look on his face, like, okay, dude. But, there are a handful of us that would be able to identify him just walking. And I was lucky enough to get a chance to talk to him for a few minutes.
Jeremiah had a great time last night. How was it? By the way, I love that these pictures with these famous people that you have the face paint on your face. That's pretty cool.
That was a directive from our CEO for the Rider Cam, and our Rider Cam kind of has a classic moment on it also that will probably go down in Laughing Place history.
We showed it earlier, don't worry.
For the event, they had face painting, and I walked up, and I think I've even mentioned this before on this show. Face painting to me is just completely pointless. It ends up rubbing off within minutes, and I spent pretty much the entire day focusing on not touching my face.
Hey, that's healthy.
Yeah.
We were all doing that. Happily Ever After, you got to see that last night.
Yes, that was the kind of the finale to the event. We had the opening moment for Tron Lightcycle Run, even though it doesn't open for another 2 weeks. But then after that, we headed out and got to see Happily Ever After with 8,000 cast members, pretty much filling Main Street in the hub. And you can go, we had it live last night, and there's also a full video up, and you can just hear the passion and the love that the cast members had as soon as it started. Like, I forget that I actually got in an argument with our CEO today going, no, on this day in history, Happily Ever After closed, but it didn't. It reopened in July of 2021. Yes. And I completely forgot that I'd seen it since then, mostly because of Enchantment. But seeing it
Yeah.
and hearing it, just so much fun. It really is a completely different show.
It was. We live streamed that. We had over 200 people watching us last night, and just the love for that show in the chat is incredible. People are so happy it's coming back in a couple weeks, April 3rd. Oh, want to give you some updates there.
Yep, that's part of the. I forget what the verbiage was for that, but yeah, Reedy Creek Improvement District. That logo and those initials are pretty much retired. I forget what the new name of it was. It wasn't something exciting.
So you showed us the pathway. What did you think of the merchandise for Tron?
I'm going to be poor, very poor. So I think the merchandise, we did an amazing job uncovering the merchandise. They pretty much had a table with somebody giving us a tour, and we have a full video of the full 3 lines of merchandise up on that. And I believe Rebecca or Becca, whoever was doing Barely Necessities, talked about those. But then I went back and talked to one of the global merchandise people, and she was showing me the Tron Identity Program, which this is something, go to our Instagram, look at this video. It's a dream come true for me. I get to be my own Tron figure. It's kind of the next step of the evolution that was the Avatar figures, where they scanned your face and they kind of put it on the figure. This is, they scan your face, they give you an identity chip, you stick it in the figure, and your face appears on the screen of the figure, and it uses your voice and your color pattern that you choose, and which figure you actually want to be. But then beyond that, if you want to use your identity chip and stick it into the RC Racer or the identity disc, it'll change colors and it'll have your voice on there also. So they are really moving forward with this. Sadly, I didn't get a price point, but I know on April 4th.
I think we actually got one since then. I'm pretty sure they said $89.
Oh, wow. That's not bad. I was expecting much more than that.
I'm going to put the link to our Instagram right there in the chat if you want to check that out. I just showed a quick clip from it. So Jeremiah is going to be broke on Tron merchandise. How much do you love Tron, Jeremiah? I mean, you're not just like, ooh, this is the next big thing. This is something you love, right?
Yes. And I was discussing that I got a chance to speak with the music director for the attraction and the head Imagineer for the Walt Disney World version of the attraction. And one of the things that came out of my mouth that I was a little surprised about is Tron almost means more to me than Star Wars, because Star Wars, I was too young to see it the first time. Star Wars, the original Episode 4, A New Hope, before it was Episode 4, A New Hope. But Tron hit me at that perfect moment where I saw it as a kid. I'm sure I went more than 2 times to see it. And I can remember drawing it on my Commodore 128 with the art programs that we had, and just watching it when it came out on VHS over and over again, because it was, that was the revolutionary thoughts. And that, even though it wasn't computer animation the entire time, it was one of the first uses of a computer to do backgrounds in a film. And now you go back and look at it and go, yeah, you could do that on your iPhone. But back then it was just completely different. I still love Star Wars, and Star Wars will always be my number one thing, but Tron holds a very special place in my heart. And as I wrote saply on, I don't know if it's my Instagram or what, like, since 1982, I've wanted to ride a light cycle, and last night I rode it 8 times, and by myself at one point at night. I was very happy, and you could see it in the rider cam video of the joy on my face.
After this stream, we'll show that rider cam one more time so everyone can see it now that you've gotten to know Jeremiah a little better and can understand why he was so in the moment he did not even notice our CEO trying to high-five him.
Really didn't. Like, I remember him hitting my hand. I was like, what are you doing? And then one of my friends like, wow, you denied that. I was like, oh, I didn't even notice.
It was such a moment. We were so happy. Max says only 8? You only wrote it 8 times?
I wrote it 7 times during the day and then only once in the evening because during the day it was kind of a free-for-all, but they were also doing rider cams and a lot of the media stuff. So I was running back and forth in between that and the Contemporary Hotel to do content stuff. So I didn't get a chance to write it as many times as I would have. And then in the evening, it was just the once in true Jeremiah fashion. And if you've not heard this, you just need to talk to anybody in the media. Jeremiah is always the first person wherever it is. Like if it's going into just a conference, I'll be the first person to get the best seat. They did the opening moment. I was the first person up the ramp. I was the first person down the ramp. I was the first person on the vehicle. And I was actually the only person on the train that I rode. And the Photo Pass, which has some amazing filters, that's something you should go check out on our Instagram. And I believe we did an article about that. They have some great Tron-based Photo Pass items. But the rider cam, or not the rider cam, but the Photo Pass captures the photo and the video. And my video is just me in the very front with nobody else on the train at all. And it is one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, this video is going to live with me on my phone forever.
Yeah, we showed that earlier in the show too, that both the lenses as well as the on-ride photo, which is really cool, with Jeremiah all by himself.
Yeah, it was one of those days where I just felt like, okay, nothing can get better than this. Oh wait, here's Steven Lisberger. Nothing can get better. There's Bruce Boxleitner. Nothing can get better than this. Mickey, Goofy, Donald, and Pluto in their Tron outfits that you will never see again in the America parks. So,
after hearing all that, Jeremiah, I only have one thing to say to you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ruby, for creating this amazing website that provided me the opportunity to do all this. I may send you a bill for my back aches right now.
Oh, all of a sudden it's not so wonderful anymore, is it? Now it's work.
Oh no, it definitely hit work. Oh, hang on, let's check out Mr. and Mrs. Incredible just strolling through the park one day.
Characters. They're cute. They're a cute couple.
Yeah, that's always fun. But yeah, go on.
All the 50th stuff is still here. Nothing's started to remove yet at Hollywood Studios?
Correct. The 50th officially ends... I don't remember what day the 50th officially ends here. I know that it's coming up pretty quick, isn't it?
I thought so.
Isn't it March 23rd or 24th?
No, someone can try to find out. We'd appreciate it. I'm not sure. March 30th.
March
30th. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. So I'm seeing maybe March 31st. I'm not sure. I'm guessing the end of the month, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, and then April 3rd is the return of Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever, which we got a new concept art of the show that will be replacing Epcot Forever sometime in late 2023 when Epcot becomes the center of the Disney 100, which I'm sure you guys talked about already also, but that's
Disney
exciting
100.
news.
Disney 100 comes to Epcot late 23, almost a year after it comes to Disneyland, but it'll be there. And that'll be the Disney World hub of Disney 100.
Yes.
Disney Animal Kingdom turns 25 in just next month.
Wow.
It's kind of a big deal, yes. Exactly. So much stuff they announced this morning. Moana, Mirabelle coming to do meet and greets. Figment's doing a meet and greet. I know Jeremiah's going to hug Figment and cry. Right, Jeremiah?
Well, Depends on what Figment looks like, the order of that. If it's, a Figment akin to the Figment from a few years ago, and by few years ago I mean 20 plus years ago, I will cry and then hug him. If it is a different type of Figment, something more similar to the attraction, something a little bit smaller, I will hug and cry.
They said he's huggable, so I'm presuming that means he's going to be a pretty good size.
Well, you think about the original Figment puppet with the Dreamfinder, you could hug him.
Okay, you're right. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so we are actually pretty close to Woody's Backyard Barbecue now. Woody's Roundup. What is it called?
I don't know. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue.
Oh my! This should not be that hard. We had some pictures and video from there we showed you earlier, and Jeremiah can show us exactly where the entrance to it is from Toy Story Land.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they actually just took down the banners that were covering the entrance. They're having events that I believe we will have photos and some other stuff later on today.
Yeah, we've shown some photos already. Yeah.
Of the food.
Or actually, keep that shot. Keep that shot right there.
Yeah,
so this is where you enter it from Toy Story Land, and this is the pictures on our Twitter right now, and you can see exactly how that's going to go. So cool. Thank you, Germ.
So I wish that I had the. Oh, here we go. Here is one of the Green Army people walking around taking pictures.
Oh, hello, Smile. I
There
got
we
you
go.
too, don't worry.
Okay, we're good. We got each other. I just saw that for the first time this morning and just started cracking up. I was like, how perfect is that? And she is literally just... They are finally getting back at all of us.
Did you see inside of the barbecue, they are going to have... Hey, you got to wave. Inside of the barbecue, they are going to have a thing where Andy's coming, and when Andy comes, everyone has to stand still. They're embracing Andy's home.
I saw some of that, which, makes sense because it was Andy built, and this is still in the Andy timeline, even though I'm not getting into the timeline, then I'd sound way too much like Tony. But I'm looking forward to eating there. It does open the 23rd of this year. Reservations, or of this month, reservations booked up quite quickly. So hopefully I will get a chance at some point soon to eat there and enjoy the amazing looking food.
You are in the midst of Toy Story Land Spring Break right now.
Yes. Earlier, the Slinky Dog Dash had a 105-minute wait, I believe, but the line was all the way down to, almost to the Roundup Barbecue Rodeo, Andy's Backyard Woody thing.
Yep.
Cool. But yeah,
that's what we want.
Something you were talking about earlier about the weather. I have not seen so many of the sweatshirts and jacket racks pulled out at one time as I did this morning when I was coming in.
Yeah, that's what they do because they, normally it's pretty warm this time of year, so they stock the stores appropriately, and then when it's cold, they have to bring out extra racks with the appropriate clothing so people can get warm. People aren't expecting it necessarily.
Yeah, a lot of the Disney 100 jackets, which are nice. There's some fun retro Walt Disney World sweatshirts that I haven't seen here because I don't think they actually have them in the Walt Disney area here. But at Magic Kingdom yesterday, every other person was wearing one, and I was just like, I want one of those. But
oh my goodness! Sorry, distraction.
I had distraction also. You obviously didn't hear him yell at me. Nice shirt.
What are you wearing today? Jeremiah, what are you wearing?
Today I am wearing the Roosevelt Woody shirt that has the pattern of Woody's shirt, so to speak.
Very appropriate. I like that one. That one stands out in a crowd.
Yeah,
You don't
this one
you don't
and
wear that one to
yesterday.
shrink.
No, the Steamboat Mickey shirt. I don't think I've ever gotten more compliments and more questions on a shirt, and I always feel bad when I'm talking about those because if you go back and look at our Disney 100 Roosevelt shirt on bagging, I talk about how they sold out in minutes, but there's always a possibility it could get restocked. But every other person was asking about my shirt. And it's just like, go follow them and make sure.
Is this the shirt you're wearing, Jeremiah?
It is.
Cool. Yeah. I like that one. I have the Mickey 100 shirt. I'm just saying, and I'm kind of upset that everyone else on our team seems to have it too. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Hey, we can all dress the same when we're all together.
No,
at
we
some
can't.
point.
No, we can't.
Come on, we can all be a team.
Wow. Galaxy's Edge, where Grogu and Mandalorian now do stroll through the land. Maybe we'll get lucky.
I know. I walked through earlier. They were not around, but hopefully now they will be. I have not seen today's episode, so I'm definitely ready for that. And also Bad Batch, because Wednesday does mean new Star Wars content.
Bad Batch must be almost coming to a season ending, right?
I believe I don't know how many episodes there are. I always try to avoid finding out how many episodes there are until it gets closer to the very, like, when we hit 10 or 12, then I'll be like, okay, there's got to be some. But when we're in the 8 or in, Mandalorian, this is the third one. I don't focus on that. I just want to enjoy and not think about how quickly it's going to end.
For those of you who are watching us, but also curious, 362,000 people are now watching Pat McAfee show, waiting for Aaron Rodgers to say what's going on. So when somebody out there knows what he says, please let me know, because I'm here.
Oh, Pat McAfee. I know you're a WWE fan, Juby. And
you do know Pat McAfee.
Oh, yeah, he was an announcer for a while, and then he stopped. He was on Friday Night SmackDown, which I could never see because that is on Fox Sports 1 or, one of the Fox channels that isn't available on one of the 5 or 6 different streaming services I have. But he appeared at the Royal Rumble to surprise everybody, including the announcers. Didn't even know he was going to show up. So all of a sudden at the beginning he comes out, and while Pat McAfee can be very over the top, he brings a great energy to WWE. So here is hey, we're just waiting to hopefully see Din Djarin and Grogu crowd.
Wow. Popular characters.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the poor guy. He's just out trying to stroll around Batu.
Anything else, Jeremiah, you wanted to say about your just your experience over the past couple of days?
I would like to thank Disney. I know that we don't do this, even though we often should more often. Disney for inviting us, for having us at these great events. Please, anybody that has any questions, concerns about Tron Lightcycle Run, please let us know. I've now, I think, ridden in every single seat, including the back seat, the ADA, the more, I don't want to say spacious, but the more accommodating seat. And it's a great ride, period. It literally is the dream that I've had since I was a little kid, to ride in the light cycle. So
that's awesome. Anything else at Hollywood Studios? I know we're mostly talking to you about Tron today with just a scenic backdrop that we want to make sure we check out.
Oh, actually, let's hang on one more moment so we can really see the true spring break feel as we approach Rise the Resistance, which looks like it has a 165-minute wait. Yeah, when I came by here earlier, and this is something that I haven't seen this way, since almost the reopening. But it doesn't. Yeah, it's definitely not 165 minutes. This line was actually sticking out through the queue area through here, going back into the Muppets courtyard, using some of the Muppet Vision 3D queue. Now it's all contained inside the queue. So even though it says 165 minutes, yes, it could be because of Lightning Lane, even though the individual Lightning Lane for this sold out almost before the park opened, from what a friend was saying. So.
And you're at Hollywood Studios. That means you also can do the awesome new Muppet Photo Pass, right?
If I had Genie Plus, I could.
We showed you doing that at Magic Kingdom. That was just for the media event, right?
Yes, they have an amazing new Muppet Vision 3D. It's actually 3 different filters. You get to select between blowing bubbles with Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear and the Banana Cream Pie, and Waldo trying to recruit you to his football team. So there's a lot of new filters and new stuff coming out from Disney Photo Pass. So head to our site, check it out, and then when you're here, do the Genie Plus. Even the lenses are great. There are times where I think about doing it just for that, but then I remember I don't look cute. I'm not Doobie.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yes.
The whole world is thankful. All right, Derek, I'm going to let you get back to whatever it is you're doing. Thanks for taking us around Hollywood Studios, and thanks especially for covering Tron so well for us, and for bringing us more information today.
No problem. Thank you, Doobie. I look forward to you doing these shows in the future with Ethan.
Don't we all? All right, bye, Jeremiah. And we took a quick look at the Twitters. A lot of times stuff drops at the top of the hour, but we did not see anything, so I think that's probably going to do it for today. Thank you for joining us. We will be back tomorrow at our normal time, 9 a.m., to talk about the next 24 hours in the world of Disney. My name is Doobie. I've been joined today by Kyle Burbank, our managing editor. Thanks, Kyle. And of course, Jeremiah, live from Hollywood Studios. Thanks for joining us again, and I will see you tomorrow.